E aí pessoal, beleza? Tudo bem? Bem-vindos aí ao canal Glimailustra, Gabriel Lima Ilustração. Vamos dar continuidade aí aos estudos de mãos, né? Agora, depois de 5 vídeos, enfim, vamos dar continuidade aí a outras mãos. Vamos produzir outros estudos. Aqui foram os estudos anteriores, né? Você pode ver, como vocês podem ver, estudo dos outros vídeos, né? Uma mão direita, uma mão esquerda. Aqui eu cheguei a esboçar um pouco mais, sombrear um pouco mais, né? Ficou tão bom quanto eu esperava, mas é o que temos, é o que tínhamos para os dias 14 do 11, 16 do 11, 20 do 11, 22 do 11 e 23 do 11. E aí eu poderia gravar mais um vídeo sombreando, né, essa mão aqui, mas ia gerar muito trabalho. Ia dar muito trabalho. E eu preferi deixar assim, né? Foco, como eu disse, era mais a estrutura e explicar alguns aspectos relacionados à estrutura em si da mão, os volumes principais, os ossos, enfim, questões de proporções, né? Uma outra anotação acerca, falar de um outro aspecto relacionado a sombreamento. Acho que o vídeo está muito escuro, hein? Esse vídeo está muito escuro. Deixa eu ver aqui. Agora melhorou um pouco. Enfim, é isso. E aí um diferencial, que seria dessas próximas duas mãos, que eu farei, embaçado demais, diferencial, né, algo que eu farei diferente no caso, nesses próximos 5 vídeos, ou no mínimo nos próximos 2 vídeos, seria gravar agora em inglês. Então, né, bom, eu disse que já estava prometendo. Então eu vou tentar gravar esse vídeo aqui todo em inglês. E meu telefone está muito embaçado, meu Deus. Vou tentar gravar tudo em inglês. Desejem sorte aí. O telefone aqui está descarregando. Deixa eu ver aqui. Vamos lá. Beleza? Então, pessoal aí do Brasil, me desculpem, mas eu vou tentar gravar em inglês. E o pessoal aí do exterior, tenham paciência, que eu estou aprendendo a falar inglês, né? Então eu já vou utilizar esses vídeos em si para poder aprimorar minhas habilidades. Então vamos lá. Então, como eu disse, vamos lá. Hello everybody, how you doing? So today I'm gonna first of all, welcome to my channel, welcome to Glimailustra, Gabriel Lima Ilustração, Gabriel Lima Illustration, which is a channel that I created mainly for, share my illustration and concept art workflow, through videos, tutorials, that put, between quotations marks, because what I'm trying to do here is not necessarily a tutorial, something that is step by step, but I'm just sharing my process, the way I construct things, based on my knowledge, the knowledge that I developed through the last 6 years of study, of serious studies, of drawing and painting. So so yeah, welcome to my channel. and as you can listen, as you can see, I'm not a native speaker, so English is not my main language. So I'm doing a big effort here to try to explain my thoughts while I'm drawing. So be patient with me because I'm learning. I'm still learning English, especially to speak English properly. And the only thing that I need of you guys is patience, and because I'm learning. So, but feel free to leave any critique, any suggestion on the comment section below. About anything on my videos. Even my even anything about my English skills. But anyway, so this is the two hands that I made in the last 5 videos that you can watch. Here in my channel, and the playlist called Anatomy Design, which feature a lot of studies that I did, especially arm studies, and now I'm doing the continuation of these studies. I'm doing hands, and I hope that I can help someone with the way I construct hands. So I will try to explain my process while I'm drawing. And I will try to do some sort of um, call out studies, some separated studies, just to break things down in a more specific way, just like here that I did with the thumb, the I don't know how to say this specific thumb in English, but anyway, this thumb here. Yeah, so the main approach that I develop in my drawings are related to the books from Michael Hampton, which is called Figure Drawing Design Invention by this author, Michael Hampton, which is an artist too and an art instructor, a teacher. He also have a YouTube channel here on YouTube, so feel free to follow him if you're not following yet. And Glenn Vilpul in his book Vilpul Drawing Manual, and some notes about anatomy in what the name of the book? Anatomy for Sculptors, which is a great book. Maybe in the future I will do some series of studies from it here on my channel. And of course, the artist that I talk about a lot here while I'm drawing, while I'm studying, it's Peter Han, in his approach called dynamic sketching. So I tend to keep these things in mind, these books in mind while I'm drawing, while I'm constructing. So yeah, and other things that I will try to explain in this video, and I already mentioned in my past videos that I did in Portuguese. So if you're not familiar with Portuguese, you still can. I think you can watch just for the process, or you can activate the captions to select to translate the Portuguese audio to English, and maybe you can understand. But anyway, so I'll put this aside, and I will start another new study here in a blank piece of paper. So let's go to the best part. the dart, the I think is the most important to everybody that click on this video, to this video, whatever. So this is the reason there is. First of all, let's start with the major form of the hand, buffer and burn. Let's mark the where we wanted to place this hand on the paper, you know, because sometimes while we draw, or some amateur, you know, artists do, they don't tend to plan to you know to define the ages of the drawings. You know, they start drawing on the center of the page, and they, you know, for example, they draw a human figure here, so they start with the head, the body, and when they need to do the legs, they cut the legs from the paper, because they don't you know, they don't know the limits. They don't put limits on the thing they are trying to draw on the paper. So what I'm trying to say is, first let's, you know, define where we will put the hand, you know. So I want to put the hand around here, so it need to be, you know, in this area. So I'll try to draw in this area, you know, in this kind of square, but I can, you know, change this area later if I want it. You know, it's not something that is you know, not something that is, it's a rule. It's something that only to guide us on the paper at, you know, in the first steps. So now I will start to block the volume of the major structure of the hand, which is again a box. So we will do here. I will do here. Let's put just a little bit here. Here. We'll try to do something like a box, you know, here. So we need to pay attention to the perspective of the reference. Yes, I'm using a reference, a photo reference from a 3D model of a hand. You know, maybe later I will create a folder on my Pinterest with all the reference, or the reference that I can remember that I use it on these videos, just for you to, you know, to go along, you know, to with me on your house, on your studio. So yeah, I think it's easier to understand what I did in these videos, or what I try to convey with these forms. So there isn't any secret here. I'm just trying to block the volume, the major volume of the hand, which is a box. So now I'm gonna do a quite something like a gesture of the hand, trying to to highlight the position of the landmarks of the wrist. But we can also do the same thing. We can block the perspective of the wrist, the perspective of the ulna and the radius, the two bones that we have on the forearm. I think it is. We can do like this. So try to draw very lightly, with the pen. I'm using a ballpoint pen, a Bic pen, as you can see here. Bic pen. Again, is a quite cheap pen that you can buy in any store, any office store, or something that you can use in a daily life. And this is a cheap paper too. It's a print paper. It's quite common paper, so there isn't anything fancy here. On my cell phone or not. But yeah, you can start to block the major masses. Now here we have I think here something around here we have some kind of, I don't know, it's the muscle or tendon here. It sits around here, so here it's a bone, ulna, it's a bone, and but here we have a tendon, that pass under the ulna, and it connect around here. I don't know if you can understand this, but here this is a bone. It's a bone. It's a tendon. So I'm show you like this, but it's it's the same arm. It's a left arm. So it's something wrong here. So here we have the ulna, But here we have the tendon that goes around here, you know, and we can block here the arm. I'm sorry. I think I'm sorry. I think I'm getting a cold. Okay, something around here, you know. But think as a box, you know. So let's walk around here, you know. Let's do a zoom. So the thing I'm trying to do is something like this, you know. Block, 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 block. You know, trying to convey this major mass of the hand, you know, the palm of the hand, you know, from this area to this area in perspective. I'm trying to do this in perspective. Here, 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 you know. But I'm simplifying this form via you know, through a simple form, you know, which is a box. And again, we can extend this box to a kind of gesture line. We can, you know, define the arm, you know, like here. And here, we can extend this like this. 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 Is the hand. Here is the tendon, passing around here, and going through here. Can change the volume of the hand to here, just like this, something around this, you know. But we need to keep in mind again the base form of the hand. After we establish the base form, we can change it later. We can, you know, put the complexity, you know, of the flash muscles above of the box. This is only to give us the perspective of the perspective and the structure of the volume that we try to convey on the paper, you know. So it's a guidelines to help us to, you know, to construct this, you know, complex, you know, features of the hand. So, oops, something around here. Let's zoom in, you know, box, arm, forearm, hand. You know, sorry, my camera is quite strange today. I don't know. I don't know why. So is not focusing. You know, well. So yeah. So let's get back to the bigger drawing. You know. So now that we establish the, you know, the 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 major volume of the hand, we can start to block the thumbs. So I will try to I will start with the farthest the farthest one, the one that is more, that is this thumb, you know, which start around here. We can, you know, we can divide this in four parts if you want it, you know, something like this, you know, something like this. We can divide it just to help us to put the fingers around the hand, but we can, yeah, again, change this proportion later, but but we need to keep in mind perspective, because the hand is, you know, tilted to there, you know, so something that is like this. So this side will appear, you know, the things that are on this side will appear bigger than the things that are on this side. So this, you know, spaces will differ from each other. So the thing that I did here is to keep this in mind, you know. So these ones will, you know, appear bigger than these ones because they are close to the, you know, camera, not this camera, but the camera of the perspective. I don't know if it makes sense. It's closer to the viewer of this perspective. So I will start with this thumb. I will try to block here in perspective. First I will do the zoom out. I will do the gesture, you know. Let's put here something around here, the phalanges around here. I don't know the, it's this correct way to pronounce this word. I don't know if it's the same word in English, but again. So this the first section of the thumb, you know, starting from the palm, the hand, and here, as we can, as you, since we block this, you know, since we establish this, you know, area of the hand as the area where we will attach the thumb, we can just, you know, connect these points, you know. Again, think just like a Lego, you know, or building blocks that will help. Again, these things will help us to establish the major masses, you know, especially when we are studying or when we are studying for the first time. We need to first get a you know, a sense of structure before we do the fancy things, you know, the details, you know, to put the muscles, and the tendons, ligaments, and again the nails. So especially when it's your first time to learning this subject, or any subject related to drawing and all, but especially anatomy, I think the most important thing that you need to keep in mind is proportion and structure, because if your drawing don't have proportion and structure, they will fall apart literally, and anything that you put on it will just you know, will just reveal this how can I say that, the strange proportions that you put uh, under this fancy stuff that you created later. So one artist that do and speak something around this is Peter Hunt. Is one of my reference, one of my favorite artists, especially when it comes to teach the fundamentals, you know, dynamic sketching and all the things related to drawing and the field in the yeah, especially relating to, you know, drawing to design to entertainment industry, you know, something, you know, drawing for entertainment industry, you know, for concept art, illustration for video games, movies. So this approach that he developed, you know, on his courses, on his classes is amazing, you know. This thing that you should keep in mind. You need to try to develop the sense of, you know, proportion on your drawings and to establish the structure before you can do the fancy stuff, you know, above this structure. Now, I think I made a mistake. This part, the section should be around here. Let's see if I can correct it. So like this, I will put something around here, and I will exchange to here, extend to here. So now I'm going to connect here. I'm going to connect, connect, quite difficult to do this in English and try to explain my thoughts. And to be honest, I really don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say here. Again, if not, please feel free to leave your feedback on the comment section. I'm quite nervous, and again, I'm sorry if can't get anything useful from this, but I'm doing my best. So this is the last part of the thumb, this section, which have the nail that's zoning. We have here we have something like this here, another form for this curvature that we have here under the nail, so we extend this form just like this. We can do like this, but this isn't the nail yet, it's just the form. Just the major volume of the scene, last part of the thumb. Again, when you're drawing the thumbs, you need to keep in mind that for all the thumbs, the first section, it's always the anterior section, it's always bigger than the last section. So this part, the first part like this is bigger than the second part, and start around here again, start around here and finish here. You see, it's bigger, and the second part start around here and finish here. It's bigger than the last part, So if you're trying to convey something that is, have a sense of reality or credibility, I think you need to keep in mind this proportion of the thumb. Even if you are drawing a creature, I think if you keep this in mind, especially again on the first part of the drawing, while you're trying to establish the perspective, the volume, the base volume, the base forms, I think it's important. And after this, you can stylize. You can do whatever you want in this, in this on these parts. So yeah, not my broadest drawing. So here we can start to stylize or do this fancy stuff, of here on phalanges, here the flesh, the muscles, and hand. Here, another bump, here, 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 it goes around here. Other thing that you need to, or should keep in mind, that the the upper part of the you know of the hand, it's a lot, it's bony, it has a lot, it have more bones, a lot of hard edges, because of the bones. Then the palm is quite fleshy, have some muscles, flesh, tendons, you know because obvious reasons, because we need to use this part of the hand to to you know to hold the objects on a daily basis. So that thing say while you're drawing, you need to keep that in mind, because doing this this upper part with this quite angular help to establish the sense of believability. I don't know how to say that, but help to establish, the sense of realness on your drawing. So here we just use soft form, soft lines, soft edges, connecting around here. But here, this upper part is quite angular, hard edges. Here too. Here we have a fold, a skin fold around here. But I think it's easier to draw this after we draw this thumb, this. So let's do here again. Put maybe around here. Start with gesture again. Here I made not a mistake, but we can change this proportion. I can do something around here. Here for the base, hand, and do something around here. Can change the angle of this, thumbs, finger. Now I remember. I was calling all the fingers thumb. It's only this one that is called thumb, polegar in Portuguese. I'm sorry, guys. I'm quite nervous again. It's the first video that I'm doing fully in English. So the fingers, fingers, fingernail. Now I remember. Sorry. Thank you if you didn't close the video yet. Now I remember. I'm remembering the words. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. When in doubt, just follow the process. Don't don't focus on my words. Just follow my process. I think it's better. Again, let's put this something around here. The gesture, something around here. Later we will put the tendons, here, and the flesh. When we start to curve this area. But first of all, let's establish the perspective. This area is quite difficult to do here. Let's draw like this, something around like this. And I think it's something around here. It's quite difficult to draw this like this. I press too hard here. I will do a small pause now, since my cell phone, my smartphone, you divide the video. So, because wait, please. Back again to this drawing. I made a mistake here, but again, we don't make mistakes. Just like Bob Ross said, we just make happy accidents. So let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. So now this finger is quite. It is in a quite strange position because it is curved around here, 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 here. Here. This perspective is quite difficult. I don't know if I will do this correctly. Pray for me, guys. Yeah, I think it's quite decent. What are your thoughts about this? Your English sucks, but your drawing skills are decent. Guys, sorry, I'm getting cold. My nose is quite strange. Here we can again do the box. Just connect these areas. Sorry for lack of talking, because I think I I reached it at my limit, the limit of my vocabulary. So yeah, I promise if you watch my videos in Portuguese, it's far better than English. You only need to learn Portuguese to understand fully. But yeah, let me warn you. I think learn Portuguese is probably for the people that speak in English, I think it's for difficult, it's worse for the people that are, speak Portuguese and are trying to speak in English, because our language have some not have not some, they have a lot of rules, in your language, a lot of grammar aspects that I think it's hard to understand if you are from another country and are trying to, to, to get a full understanding of what we're trying to say. There's a lot of expressions, metaphorical expressions, Portuguese, and some slang language, a lot of slang language that, which will vary from state to state. Here in Rio de Janeiro, we have a lot of slang language here, and other states too. So the vocabulary, Brazilian vocabulary, it vary a lot around our country, and I think it's beautiful. This very this 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 anyway, I don't like this finger, so I will try to draw a little better now. Doing this, I will try to do the complexity, the skin, the flesh, the muscles around it, just to save this drawing. My camera again is not working very well. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I really need to improve my English. That's why I record all my videos, not all my videos, but the majority of my, that's why the majority of my videos don't have sound, are without audio, because I don't tend to talk a lot. First, I don't tend to talk a lot, speak a lot while I'm drawing, and if I do, is in Portuguese. But even in Portuguese, I tend to, to stay silent a lot of times. Because I'm thinking about what I'm doing, what I should do, what I should doing, while I'm drawing. And now I have this I don't know if I have time to draw these two fingers, but I will try. This finger turned out very bigger, quite large. But anyway, let's block this one here. Again, structure first, perspective here. Let's zoom in, perspective, perspective. Let's do the box. Let's connect the box here. Here. Have a curve here. Yeah. I think it's around here. And here. Yeah, I think it's decent. Let's do this. Not my proudest sketch, but you know, that's life. Just happen accidents, no regrets. You know, we just trying to improve. I'm trying to improve. You know, guys. I'm not pretending. I'm not. I will not edit this video. You know, I'm trying to do my best here. Again, be patient with me. Around, you know, the theme video. Probably I will be more, you know, fluent, more confident with my abilities. But yeah, that's all that I can offer to you right now. This perspective is difficult. I don't know what. Just this finger. It's in a position very quite strange. Let's do it here because he's like this and like this, something around this lines, so it's quite difficult perspective, you know, like this. I don't know if you can see that. So we can't almost see the the front part of the finger around here, you know, the front part. You just can see the side, you know, now the side, and so it's quite difficult, but I'll try to do. Anyway, again, let's block the perspective here. Ba, ba, ba. Like this. Like this. Let's try to block here. 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 and let's connect and hope for the best. Again, we don't make mistakes, just haphazardness. Yeah. Yeah, guys, we are reaching the end of the video, almost 1 hour. I'm very tired. I'm very tired. You know, I have some headache and some, this personalization thoughts because I'm not speaking, not talking Portuguese, so it's quite strange because I don't think it's really I that are speaking on this video. I don't know if it makes sense. Anyway, don't pay attention what I'm talking, speaking. Pay attention only on the process. I think the process is decent. And people from Brazil, pessoal do Brasil, por favor, pega leve aí nas críticas, por favor. Eu tô tentando, cara, tô tentando. Tô fazendo o meu melhor. Olha só, tá? Depois de 1 hora praticamente, eu voltei a falar português. Estou cansado, cara. Estou muito cansado. Se eu tivesse feito esse vídeo em português, seria muito melhor. Porém, eu ia falar demais, né? Let's switch to English. So, guys, I think I will do the rest of this video in I will do the rest the other parts that are missing from the hand on another video. I need to finish this video around 1 hour because my cell phone can't record longer. So I hope it helps someone. Stay with me for the next video. I will do my best again to speak in English, to do this in English, and I will do I will try to do more little studies of the hand, of the fingers. Now I remember fingers. This is called thumb. These are the fingers. All are called thumb fingers, but this specific is called thumb. What? I don't know. But anyway. So again, be patient with me on the comment section. I did my best here. English is not my main language. I did my best. Really, I did my best. I'm Sweden. My armpits are covered with sweets. So yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for not give up on me. I hope in the next videos I will do better. I will do better. Of the aspects, not only the aspects related to drawing, the language, but the drawing per se. So yeah, sorry if you couldn't understand or get anything from my English skills. But yeah, that's life. I'm studying. I'm trying to improve every day. If you have any critique, any suggestion, any thoughts about this video, about my English skills, about my process, about any other video that I have on my channel, please feel free to leave on the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer them, to respond your questions in a better in a better way as possible as I can. Especially if, yeah. So guys, thank you very much. Hope it helps, and I see you soon on the next videos, in the next videos, whatever. E é isso aí. Valeu, pessoal aí do Brasil, pessoal Rui BR. Eu fiz o meu melhor, cara. Eu fiz o meu melhor. É difícil gravar um vídeo em inglês enquanto você desenha em inglês, tá vendo? Eu até fiquei mais rápido agora porque eu tô falando em português. É isso, cara. Valeu, muito obrigado aí pra você que também é do Brasil aí, tá assistindo esses meus vídeos, e assistiu esse primeiro em inglês. Por favor, pega leve aí nas críticas, nos comentários. E nos vemos aí nos próximos vídeos. Valeu, vou dar continuidade a essa mão. Vou acabar de blocar esse dedo anelar aqui. Vou, logicamente, acabar de blocar o dedo mínimo. E é isso, cara. Vou tentar fazer os ligamentos, né? Tentar bloquear os músculos aqui da mão, do antebraço, na parte de cima. E tentar fazer pequenos estudos aqui dos dedos na parte superior da folha, aqui embaixo. Então vai ficar legal, vai ficar maneiro. Sabe? Perdão aí se eu não gravei muito em português, e eu creio que até possa ter ficado um pouco embaçado esse vídeo. Não gostei muito da iluminação desse vídeo não. Me digam aí nos comentários. Deixem nos comentários a sua resenha. Valeu? De novo, na dúvida, coloque o vídeo no mudo e só assista o processo, tá bom? Eu acredito que o processo pode ajudar mais do que o que eu venha falar. Em inglês, em português, creio que pode ser válido também, né? Modéstia à parte. Beleza? Então, valeu aí, pessoal do Brasil, Peguem leve nas críticas e nos comentários e nos vemos nos próximos vídeos. And people outside Brazil, thank you very much for the patience, for the to tune in. So leave any critique, suggestion on the comment section, and of course leave the like button if you like this video and find it useful for you. And stay tuned that I will continue this study on the next video. So thank you very much. Stay safe and see you soon. Bye. Valeu, galera. Tchau.